Hello everyone and welcome to episode 20. That's completely crazy, but it's episode 20 of Patton's Best. Okay, I never thought I would make it this far. This game, another campaign I played, I was killed in the very first day, and now we are on day 20. Although, you gotta say, I've been at the hospital here for 1 week, here for a few weeks, and then here for one more week. So, approximately half of the time I've been at the hospital. So I've been safe in that way. Now I'm back in the commander seat, so I'm back, in the danger, in the thick of it. But it is the way it is. I'm planning to just keep on going, being pretty aggressive up until after, let's see here, up until after the fight of Bastogne. After we get into Bastogne, I'm going to be a little bit more defensive. But up until then, I'm just going to be on the offensive because, we still have a very long way to go. So we're definitely not out of the woods yet, and it ain't over until the fat lady sings. I've taken the starting here. I put the names on all the ratings, the tank. We still have our jumbo tank, which is very nice, but it's a 75 milligunner instead of a 76, so that's disappointing. But it's cool with the armor class, but you're going to be the lead tank, so that's not cool. We have our commander back in the seat, Niemi, with a rating of 9. We have our gunner, Ted Brayton, with a rating of 7. We have our loader, who is part of our original crew from the very first tank, W. Peterson, with a 9 in rating. I don't know how he have survived as well. Then we have our driver, Nico, with a rating of 5, and our assistant driver, Private Preem E. Jack, with a rating of 5. So we now have a combined rating of 35 or higher. That means the next refit we get to, that is going to be at the 7th of December here until the 21st of December. We're going to get to choose a new tank. We're definitely going to get something else than a jumbo, and we're also going to be training the gyro stabilizer again, so we can move or pivot and fire at the same time. Okay, that is enough of me rambling on. Oh, yes, to note it, we have 15 VP, we need 100 to be promoted, and we have 3 purple hearts, because I've been seriously wounded once and lightly wounded twice. Okay, guys, we roll on the combat calendar. We have just finished the episode 19. We did a general advance with medium resistance. It was pretty okay, but a long episode. Next battle is going to be an advance with high resistance. Expected resistance of the day is high. It's Düse and Rodalbe. Combat will occur on a roll of 4 or lower. I hope it doesn't, because these high resistance days are pretty rough. And you're gonna have a lot of medium resistance and even some heavy resistance. And medium, you get 3 enemies. With heavy resistance, you get 4 of them. So it's kind of rough. And combat occurs much more. If it's light resistance, it's on 8 or higher. Medium 6 or higher. Heavy resistance 4 or higher. And if you then have a modifier or a C modifier plus 2, it's definitely going to be combat. Anyway, let's roll to see what happens. Düse and Rodalbe, we skip combat if we roll 5 or higher. We roll 1. So we do not skip combat, unfortunately. We will have to fight through this day. Okay, the date is going to be the 18th of November. Night number 44. Our tank name is still Haven. And the situation is on heavy advance. Heavy advance. I got a bad feeling, guys. I got a bad feeling. But there ain't nothing I can do about it. Have we recorded everything? Yes, we have. Consult the weather table and record the weather. 1 to 61, we have clear weather. We roll 66, meaning we are going to have overcast. I hate overcast, because that means you have to check for rain every hour. All right. Consult ammo availability and extra ammo tables. So, we load as usual. The usual load. We have 104 rounds. We have 10 HCBI. Let's see, we'll roll a d10 to see. Yeah, I get 4, so I'm just because it's going to be much more simple to calculate, I take 14 HCBI, I take 30 AP, and that gives me 6 remaining rounds that are going to be HE. And then we roll on the ammo table for advanced scenario, D10, and a D10 of 4 means 20 extra HE, 10 extra 30 cal boxes. And as you know, we want to get rid of those extra HE rounds because they will make us explode if our tank is hit. Okay, determine amount of daylight available this day from the sunrise sunset shot. Alright, we are in November. 7:15 is when the day starts. And let's see here, November 16:15 is when the day ends. So short days in November, but I think December are going to be the shortest of all the days. Yes, then in January they become longer again, and in April they're almost as long as they are in July and August. But we're only in November, so you know, we have a long way to go. Weather is overcast. Determine amount of daylight. Yes, determine time and ammo already expended. We roll a 2, so that is a good roll. We don't want a high roll. 2 is going to be 1 plus 1 hour, so we lose 2 hours of time. And it's also going to be 4 HE rounds and 2 30 cal boxes. So we still have 8 extra 30 cal boxes and 16 extra HE rounds. That's the only reason why you would want a high number here. We're rolling for time expanded, because you don't want to have those extra HE rounds. You really don't. Determine time and ammo. Yes, determine your tank's deployment from the deployment table. That is definitely going to be that we're the lead tank. Yes, it is. 64 or higher. We rolled 67. So we are moving. And we're also the lead tank, which is horrible, horrible news. But it's, you know, with the bloody jumbo tank, that's what's going to happen. I'm glad I found out by, you know, just by randomly getting the jumbo tank as I rolled for tank replacement. So we open all the hatches of our tank. We want to be ready to spot any enemies. We marked around in the main gun. We go with HE since we have a 75. It just makes the most sense. Face the turret and tank and turret in the direction desired. Yes, we have our commander and loader spot markers. We have to place US control markers in zone 1, 2, and 3. And they're actually called sector, not zone. Mark the weather on the battle board. That's done. Determine start area. 3, which is going to be here. It's always nice to have your starting area close to you. Down here, it's kind of annoying having it up here, at least when you're recording. Exit area is going to be 9. And that is, I believe that is... Oh, that is so far away. No. With heavy resistance. Oh, this is gonna be a bad day. Alright, we get to roll for 1 adjacent area, and only way, I mean, we have how many hours? We have 3, 6, 7 hours. We will barely make it as it is. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So we're gonna need 30 minutes, 1 hour, 1 hour and 30 minutes, 2 hours, 2 hours and 30 minutes, and then 45 minutes. So that's 3 hours and 15 minutes in just travel time. And that is, you know, if no combat happens. If combat happens, you're gonna add 15, 30, 45, 1 hour, 1 hour, 15 minutes on top of that. So we do not have a lot of time to call in for support today. Let's check resistance for A. We roll a 4. A 4 on a heavy resistance day would be normally light resistance, but in an A area we have unfortunately a +1 modifier, meaning that is going to be a 5. And a 5 when expected resistance of the day is heavy. A 5 is unfortunately medium resistance. Okay. So basically, how much time do we have to call in for stuff? Well, the answer is not a lot of time, but it's overcost anyway. So it's like I'll call in for 2 artillery strikes. Overcost, we can't call in, unfortunately, for any airstrikes. First artillery strike is granted. Second artillery strike is also granted. So you have 2 artillery strikes. I'll be fine with that. We move in. That is gonna be 30 minutes of time traveling, since we have a dirt road. We go from 35 to 33 fuel. Then we have to roll to see if rain starts, because we're at the beginning of a new hour. It's 10:15. Rain starts on a roll of 9 to 10, and we roll 8, so rain does not start. Then we go ahead and roll for advancing fire, which we will employ. We roll a 5, split in half is 2.5, rounded down is 2. We lose 2 30 cal boxes. We go from 8 extra to 6 extra, and we lose 2 HE rounds. We go from 16 extra to 14 extra HE rounds. Then we go ahead and roll for combat. Combat will occur in a medium resistance area on a roll of 6 or higher, but we have a +1 modifier because it's an A area, so combat will occur on a roll of 5 or 5 or lower. I mean, no, 5 or higher. I'm getting confused. We roll 7, so we have combat. I'm not at all surprised. Usually when it's medium, you do have combat, especially in an A area. Okay, so what we need to do now is mark off 50 minutes of combat, which is very easy to forget. Then we go ahead and roll for our 3 enemy units. We roll 58, which is going to be light weapons. We roll, also we place out our advancing fire, but it's from now on, I'm just going to place it in the medium and short distance. Then we roll for I don't know how I keep missing with my D10. Okay, this is ridiculous. We'll roll 25, and that is going to be an AT gun. And our third and final enemy, we roll 64. 64 is going to be a tank. I told you guys I had a bad feeling about this. Let's see where the light weapons spawn. They spawn over here, and the distance they spawn at is going to be medium, I believe. No, it's going to be close. Terrain that they receive is going to be in an A area, woods, on a roll of 2. So we have light weapons at close range, hiding in the woods. And then we have an AT gun here that is going to spawn into, which area is it? This area. And it's going to spawn at, it's going to be close range. Oh, if we have an ambush now, we're going to have real trouble. And then we have terrain. I'm going to re-roll that. We roll a 7 for the AT gun. In an A area, that means a building. We have a little number there, 4. For AT guns, building is open terrain, except during November 44, which is now, when a building is fortification. So that AT gun at close range is hiding in a fortification. Yes, guys, we have trouble. The Tiger tank is going to spawn together with the AT gun. Let's see what distance. It will spawn at long distance, and the facing of the Tiger will be the front. And the terrain for our Tiger is going to be hold down. 1 to 4 is hold down on an A area. So we have some serious trouble here. It is just the start of the day, and I can already say that there is a high probability that we will not survive, but we will fight for freedom. And we are the good guys, so let's hope that we have some help from above. We'll start by rolling now for advancing fire for the affected enemy units. The first enemy unit affected is the light weapons, which will be knocked out on a roll of 1 to 39. We roll 7, so the light weapons it's in fact not knocked out. As you know, if you watch previous episodes, it's retreated, as advancing fire effectively does not kill enemy units. It just knocks, it just retreats them, and you do not get VP. Then we roll for the AT gun, and the AT gun will be retreating on a roll of 1 to 29. And we roll 35. That's very unfortunate, because we really need to get rid of that AT gun, but well, you know how it is. That is the end of our advancing fire, and I gotta be honest, I'm just happy if the advancing fire just makes at least one enemy unit retreat, because then you feel like, you know, you haven't wasted your ammo and your time. Now we have 2 artillery strikes. So the first artillery strike we will try to hit the 88. 1 to 20 artillery kills an 80 gun, but we have a modifier here. Artillery versus 80 gun targeting woods, -3. So the total roll to kill is on a roll of 1 to 23. First artillery strike. And we rolled 7. Thank God. That's an 88 at close range, and I'm the lead tank. He would most likely have killed me. We mark off a VP because artillery does give VP. And then we roll for the tank. That's a tiger. To kill that tiger, we'll only do it on a roll of 1, 2, or 3, which is an automatic KO. We roll 4! Are you kidding me? We roll 4. So close. That would have been so epic. Well, you know, nära skjuter ingen hare, as we say in Sweden. We roll again, and we roll 85, and that is definitely too much to kill tiger, but it is also enough to smoke. Any roll of 60 or higher, unmodified rolled against a tiger, will smoke him. And not smoke as in kill, but actually put smoke on him. That is going to be the end of my artillery strikes. Very close to getting that tiger, but, you know. Now we have to roll to see if there's an ambush. And an ambush then will happen on a roll of 1 to 7. And roll 5. There's always an ambush. I pretty much never experienced not an ambush. It's so strange. I wish I could roll like that on a combat calendar. Enemy action, advanced scenario. Tank will get a +10 modifier in its ambush. And we rolled 19, which turns into 29. And 29, it's gonna make him move to the left. Okay, 21 to 30's tank moves left. Okay, so he moves over here. Smoke remains, but we have to roll for new facing first. 8 is gonna be the side for a tank, and his new terrain will be woods. So he's moving now, and he's also in the woods. Okay, and then we roll for random events table. And we roll 52. 52 is gonna be a friendly advance. So we go ahead and take one of these and put over here. I love friendly advance because it's gonna give us a better chance of killing enemies. Okay, then it's our turn. And we're definitely gonna pivot our tank because we want okay, before we do that, I also forget. The first thing you do is deplete smoke, and then you attempt to spot. My commander will attempt to spot the tiger, and we roll a 4, so he's not only spotted, but he's also identified. I think target is moving gives a -3 modifier, so it doesn't matter that we get a +1 from the woods and so on. So he's identified a spot, so I need to roll now to see what kind of target we have. And we roll a 4, so that's going to be a Panzer 4. I can definitely deal with a Panzer 4. That is a vast improvement to first thinking it's a tiger. Alright, so he's spotted. And then we're going to go ahead and do some fun stuff. Okay, so with our driver, we're going to go ahead and pivot our tank. With our loader, we are going to change gun load to AP. And with our assistant driver, we're firing the bow MG. With our gunner, we're firing the coaxial. And with our commander, we're firing the 50 cal. Let's see. So this is the... Yes, this is one of the tags where I can. I think it's 14 and 16 maybe, where only the loader can fire the 50 cal. Okay, anyway, let's put out these beautiful little markers. First we have the coaxial bow MG, they go in the front. And then we have, I'll put the 50 cal over here. I'm a little bit curious. I'm gonna read the crew order here. The crew order. Tank movement, tank main gun fire, mark off ammo, roll to hit, if rate fire fired, remove. Mark in advance fire. I'm on. Okay, so movement happens first, so then it goes here actually, the coaxial. So anyway, we start with crew, the movement, so like that, and then we'll roll for ammo, gun malfunction, and so on. We roll for the 50 cal first. Nothing happens. The 30 cals first. We roll for the bow MG. 1 ammo box spent. Oh, close call. And then for the coaxial, so 1 30 cal box spent. We go from 6 extra to 5 extra. And then we go ahead and change gun load to AP. And that's it for us this turn. We go and check what this enemy Panzer is gonna do. And it rolls 50. 50 is gonna be move back, so he retreats. Whoop. For some reason he escapes. He does not want to be part of this. That's a little bit boring, as I was lining up my shot, hoping to kill another Panzer IV. Okay, they should remain there. We check random event table. And we roll 12. 12 is going to be friendly artillery, but there's nothing to kill. So that is basically the end of that combat. So we just flip this and mark 1 VP for captured area. And then we go ahead and remove these. Let's see here what I have done there. And this one here. And reset the battle board. And let's see here. Let's get rid of these orders. All right, and we will have HE loaded, so we can use advanced fire. Well, yeah, we should have loaded the red rack, but you know, we always go with 2-2. Half AP, half HE. That's just, in my opinion, the best way to go. If you have a 75, you know. Okay, so we roll on the deployment table. First we roll for resistance in this area, A over here. And roll a 3, so we have actually light resistance. That's quite lucky. And then we go ahead and roll for deployment. And roll 21, so now we're stopped. And we are not the lead tank. We remove that yellow little horrible lead tank marker, which I use to not forget that I am the lead tank. I'm not going to use any artillery. It's light resistance, so I'm just simply going to move in. We spend 30 minutes doing so. That leads us to a new hour, so we're going to roll for rain. We go from 33 to 31 fuel. Roll to receive rain starts. Rain starts on a roll of 9 or 10. We have a roll of 5, so there is no rain. Okay, and then we roll for advanced fire. We roll a 4, that's 2 of each. We go from 5 extra 30 cal boxes to 3 extra. And from 14 extra HE rounds to 12 extra. And then we roll to see if there is combat. Combat will occur on a roll of 8 or higher, but we have a +1 modifier from an A area, so it's going to occur on a roll of 7 or higher. And we roll 4, so there are no combat, so my gamble paid off. We mark yet another captured area. And then we go ahead and roll for this A area here for resistance. And we roll 3, so we have another light resistance. That's very lucky. Very lucky indeed. So I'm going to do the same thing again. 30 minutes drive over there. And that's spending 2 fuel, so we go from 31 to 29. We roll for advancing fire. 3, which is 1.5. Rounded down is 1, so we go from 3 extra to 2 extra 30 cal boxes, 12 extra to 11 extra HE rounds, and then we have to roll again because now we're at 11 for rain. Rain starts on 9 or 10. Yeah, you can see why I don't like the rain, because it's just it's not so. It's just one more thing. Okay, we have light resistance. Combat will occur on a roll of 7 or higher, and roll 4. So again, we have succeeded to capture an area. And we roll for resistance in this A area here. And we roll 3 again. So we have light resistance. That is just awesome. Okay, let's see how much travel time I have. that's 1 hour and 45 minutes. Let's see, 1 hour and 45 minutes. So that even if we have combat in 2 places, let's see here, 1 hour and 15, 1 hour and 30, 45. So even if we have combat in both of those places before the objective, we will have 2.5 hour remaining. So we could, 45 minutes for calling in for artillery strikes. That's 1.5 hours is going to be enough for 2 areas. So it could be perhaps smart to call in for. I'll call in for, just to use my time. 2 times I'll try artillery strike. 1 to 7 we get it. We roll a 2. And second time we roll a 9. So we get 1 artillery support marker. I'm going to be happy with that. We move in. That's 30 minutes. And we spend 2 fuel. We go from 29 to 27. We also roll on advanced fire, which is a 9. That's going to be 4 30 cal boxes. So we are going from 32 to, let's see here, 28. And from 11 extra HE rounds to 7 extra. And then we have a new hour. It's 12:30. We roll for rain and roll a 2, so there's no rain. Now we have to roll to see if there is combat. Combat will occur on a roll of 7 or higher. And roll a 1, so there's no combat. We mark off a captured area. And we go ahead and roll for next area's resistance level. We roll an 8, and the 8 turns into a 9 with the A modifier. So that 8 is actually going to be, heavy resistance. So that is not a place that we want to go to. I am going to go ahead and use 15 minutes of my time and scout the area to our west instead of, because the area to the north is just going to be a little bit too dangerous. So we are checking for resistance yet again, and we roll a 3, so we have light resistance in the area to the west. So the choice is pretty simple. We have, let's see, 1 hour and 50 minutes of travel time remaining. So we have 2 hours and 50 minutes. We can call in for artillery strikes, definitely. Let's call in 2 of them to start with. First one, we roll a 7 is granted. 1 to 7 is granted, right? And then we roll a 9, so second one is not granted. Oh, we called in for 2, I want to remember. Then we have to call in for rain, or check if it starts raining. We roll a 10, so that is going to be start of rain. After 2 hours of rain, you have mud. So that means we have to call for... If it's still raining by 3:30, we will have mud. So that's bad, because then we get another 50 minutes of time. But rain can stop if we're lucky also. Okay, let's see how long we have. 2 hours, and we have exactly 3 hours. And again, it's going to be 1 hour and 15 minutes. Could be 1 hour and 30 minutes. If there is combat. So we can still call in for... I'll call in for 2 artillery strikes. First we roll a 2, so it's granted. Second one, we roll a 9, so it's not granted. Okay, I'm not going to push my luck. I'm going to accept that, I think. Let's see here, 30 minutes ago there, 50 minutes if we have combat. Yeah, okay, I'll accept it. I'll move in, and we spend 2 fuels. We go from 27 to 25. We spend a total of 30 minutes because we have a dirt road. So we're at a new hour now, 2 o'clock, so we need to roll to see if rain stops. Rain stops on a roll of 1 to 5. And we roll a 4, so rain stops, and we have overcast again. So that's actually good, because lower chance of having a ambush if rain actually stops. And we don't want the mud, because that's going to steal 50 minutes of our travel time. Okay, now we need to roll for... Did we roll for advancing fire? Nope, we didn't, so we have to do that too. We roll a 9, so that's going to be 4 again. So we go from 28 to 24 30 cal boxes. From 7 extra to 3 extra HE rounds. We are in an A area now, so combat will occur on a roll of 7 or higher. We have light resistance, and we roll an 8, so that means we have combat. So we go ahead and mark off 15 minutes. That's bad. And we take our advancing fire markers. A little bit of luck now we get them because we have 2 artillery strikes and we have advanced fire, of course. I always use that. We roll to activate 2 enemy units. First one is going to be 46, which is a truck. And then we roll 25, which is going to be an AT gun. Let's roll for a truck first. The truck is going to spawn in the middle area. It will spawn in, let's see here, medium range. The facing, I don't know why we roll for facing because it doesn't actually matter. It's going to be the side anyway. But it doesn't matter with the truck. You hit the same damage at any, facing. And the terrain is going to be in A for a roll of 7 means it's in the open. And then we roll for the AT gun, which will go to this area, to right, and it will be at long range. And the terrain will be a building, which is going to be now a fortification in November of 44. Okay, so we start by rolling. We have a friendly advance on the truck. And to get that truck, we will need 1 to 69. And we roll 37, so the truck retreats. Why do we have a smoke marker up there? Alright, let's get rid of the advanced fire markers. A little bit shame that we didn't get to try to get the AT gun with the advancing fire. We put our artillery strikes on AT. To get the AT, we need a roll of 1 to 20. Oh, first attempt, we roll 94. There is going to be smoke, however, on the AT gun. Anything over 80 is smoke. And then we have one final attempt. On a roll of 1 to 20, we get him. And we roll 84, so we have another smoke marker on him, but yeah, that's not what we need. We roll to see if there is an ambush. Ambush happens on a roll of 1 to 7, of course. There's always an ambush. Okay, so we roll to see what the AT gun does, and it has a plus 20 to his roll. He rolls 20, which turns into a 40, and that is fire at any tank. And an 88L at long range kills on a roll of 61 or lower, but we have 2 smoke markers, it turns into 15. He rolls 61, so he does not get a kill. We roll for random events, and we roll 70, which is going to be enemy reinforcements. That is going to be 1 enemy coming on the board, and it's going to be 77, which is going to be an AT gun. So 2 AT guns now. And it will spawn in this area as well with the other AT gun. The distance is going to be medium. Let me just check that. Yes, sir. And the terrain is going to be a fortification, perhaps. Let's see here. No, it's going to be in the woods. We got 1 hiding in the woods, and then we got 1 in a fortification. Bad news for us. Okay, we are definitely going to go ahead and pivot our tank. First, we'll of course try to spot. We use the commander first for the first 88. And roll a 10, so he's hidden. Only good news of that is that he cannot hit us. And then we roll for the other 88. We roll a 7. 7, let's see here. Target in fortification is a +1. Per smoke marker +2. Yeah, we are not gonna spot this guy, unfortunately. We try with our gunner instead, who has a rating of... a loader has a rating of 9. And he rolls a 9, so it becomes hidden for us again. And don't forget to reduce the smoke. Okay, let's see what we do here now. We will pivot our tank. Let's see here. Where is the pivot tank? We will fire the bow MG and coaxial as usual. And commander is firing the 50 cal. and the loader is firing this submachine gun. Okay, so first we pivot the tank, and let's put out all the advancing fire. The loader fires the 50 cal, the submachine gun over here. Our commander fires the 50 cal in here, and then OMG and coaxial goes over here. So the first roll for the 50 cal. We roll, I'm gonna re-roll that. We roll 75, we're good. And then for the OMG, and then for the coaxial, nothing. We spend ammo on a roll of 1 to 30, 98 or higher. You have a gun malfunction. You don't roll for the submachine gun. All right. That's going to be the end of our turns. We go ahead and roll now for both of these enemies. First, the 88 at medium range, and he rolls 49. 49 is going to be fire at any tank. He's at medium range, so he will kill on a roll of 66 or lower, and rolls 78, so that is a friendly tank destroyed. Okay, I told you I had bad news about this. Then the 80 gun at long range, we roll 14, which is moved back. So that effectively makes him retreat. So that's at least one good thing. It's actually pretty often that the Germans retreat for some reason. Okay, we have friendly action table. The 80 gun has a 1 to 20. We have 3 US controlled sectors, so 1 to 29 we take him out. I rolled 97, so that's definitely not going to take him out, but it is going to put a smoke marker where he's at. We roll now on random events table, and we roll 52. 52 is going to be friendly advance. We go ahead and capture this area here. It has to be an adjacent area and cannot be any enemies there, of course. Then it is our turn again. We cannot attempt to spot. We will simply keep up the fire, and our driver is simply going to stop. And we go ahead and roll just for the ammo. 50 cal. We spend 1 ammo box of 50 cal, so we now have 5 50 cal boxes remaining. 30 cals. We roll 67. We roll 54, so it's nothing happens. And I'm just gonna tidy up here. Okay, then we have our AT gun here. We roll 2d10 and we roll 87. And on 87 he will fire, let's see, on the lead tank. Okay, which is luckily not us this time. He has smoke, so at long range, medium range, sorry, he will kill on 66 or higher, but it turns into a 33 because of the smoke. He rolls 38, so he barely misses the lead tank. Good for us. Friendly action to take this guy out now. We normally need 1 to 20, but then -3 for each US controlled sector. So it's going to turn into a 1 to 32. Come on, 58, no. Random events table, and we roll 97, which is flanking fire, and that is going to let us fire at him again with a -10 modifier. So instead of 1 to 32, it's 1 to 42 now. Come on. Yes, we get him, 34. And that is going to end this battle too. We mark off a knocked out AT gun, and now we have a lot of stuff here on the board to clean up. Man, it's always so fun firing the 50 cal, because, you know, you see if you watch the Fury movie, you know, you see Brad Pitt on that 50 cal. That's what I see when I issue the order for my commander to fire the 50 cal. I mean, yeah, it's Hollywood crap, but it's still awesome. There is no better movie, I think, than Fury. If you're looking to get into the mood to play Patton's best, then there is no better movie than Fury. So I'm not saying that Fury is the best movie in the world, because it's not very good, but if the intention is to get ready to play Patton's best, yeah. Okay, so let's see here. We will mark off one more. It's going to be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, our 5th captured area today, and then we will roll for resistance in this A area and roll a 6, and it's an A area. It turns into a 7, so it's gonna be medium resistance. Let's see here. Yes, 6 to 9 is medium. It's a little bit confusing though. Yeah, it's Medium. Okay, that's okay. It's not light, but it's better than heavy resistance. And then we roll for our deployment. Oof, we roll 80, so we are gonna be the lead tank again. Anything over 64 with this jumbo tank, and you're the lead tank. That is not good. We are the lead tank. Just accept it. And whoa, and then we're also moving, so that is good because it makes us a little bit harder to hit. Okay, let's look at our time now. We have 1 hour and 45 minutes, and to get over here we need 45 minutes. So with other words, we have exactly 1 hour to call in for fun stuff. So I'll start with 45 minutes, 3 attempts to get artillery. First one we roll a 9, so it fails. Second one we roll a 2, so it's granted. And third and final attempt we roll a 10, so it's not granted. I wish that happened when you roll for the damn ambushes. Okay, I'll use 15 more minutes and roll for it. And we roll a 1, so the second artillery is granted. Now we have to roll to see if rain starts. We have a new hour. And we roll a 7, so it doesn't start. It only starts on 9 to 10. Okay, so we go ahead and use our last 45 minutes here and move into the exit area. We mark off 2 fuels. We go from 25 to 23. And we also roll for advancing fire. And that's a 7, so that's going to be 3. So we get rid of the last 3 extra HE rounds. And we're down to 21 30 cal boxes. Again, I've never run out of ammo. I've never run out of fuel. So I'm basically tracking both, you know, main gun ammo and machine gun ammo and fuel. I don't think you have to do it if you don't really want to do it. It is kind of fun. It is kind of fun, I'll admit it. Okay, moment of truth, guys. This is the end of the day. If there is battle, we will have to fight the battle. The battle will occur in a medium area on a roll of 6 or higher normally. But since it's an A area, we have that +1 modifier, so it will occur on a roll of 5 to 10. So we roll now and hope we get 1, 2, 3, or 4. And we roll a 1. That's perfect. So we capture the exit area. And I gotta say, I mean, that was a long way with a lot of A areas. I was worried with medium resistance. We had heavy resistance. Heavy resistance is... Oh yeah, but we still did right, because with expected resistance for the day, on a roll of 1 to 4 you have light resistance. On a roll of 5 to 8 you have medium resistance. On a roll of 9 to 10 you have heavy resistance. So we have still done, we have still played it correctly. And that's how it matters, the resistance for the day. I think I thought for a while that we have medium, but I know for a fact that every 1 to 4 we said we had light. On every 5 to 8 we said we had medium, and when we rolled 10, which we did here, we took heavy resistance. So we have still done it right. But yeah, that's how it goes. With light resistance on a 1 to 7 you have... I mean, when expected resistance for the day is light, on a roll of 1 to 7 it's going to be light. On a roll of 5 to 8 it will be medium. But if expected resistance for the day is medium, on a 1 to 5 it will be light. On a roll of 6 to 9 it will be medium. And on a roll of 10 or higher we have heavy. But if expected resistance for the day is heavy, like it was today, on a roll of 1 to 4, only then will it be light. And on a roll of 5 to 8 it will be medium. On a roll of 9 to 10 or higher it will be heavy. We had light, medium, heavy, and medium. So I really hope, I'm pretty confident that I did it correctly. If I didn't, say it in the comments. It would be fun to find out, but I'm pretty sure we did it the right way. Okay, let's calculate our VP. We have 4 for knocked out AT guns. We have 5 captured areas, which turns into 10 with the modifier for advance. We have 10, which turns into 20 with the modifier for captured exit area. But then we have a -5 for 1 lost friendly tank. So our tank did 0 VP, our friendly forces did 4 VP, and for territory we got 30 VP. So our total VP is going to be 29. I think that is okay for such a heavy resistance scenario. But we were lucky with the light resistance rolls there in all those areas. Okay, we need to roll out for the best part, which is crew advancement. It would be so cool if you could get a 10 on the commander. I need to roll a 10 with the commander to get that last crew rating level. I rolled 9, so it was very close. The gunner needs an 8, 9, or 10. He gets an 8, perfect. That's awesome. And then our loader needs a roll of 10 as well. He gets a free. Our driver needs a 6 or higher. He gets a 10. He gets a 10. Nice job, Nico. And then Preemie Jack, our private, our assistant driver, also needs a 6 or higher. He gets a 5. So that's unfortunate. It would have been cool with a third rating increase, especially when they're that low. You really want to get them up as fast as you can. Guys, that is going to be the end of episode 20. I think, again, we did very good, considering it was a heavy advance. We're soon in the end of November. We just finished Deuse and Rodable. Then we're going to roll for 6 advances, and 5 of them, combat will only occur in a roll of 2 or lower, so likely we will skip it. Then we get to Crossed Saar River at Rommelfing and counterattacks. Wolfskirchen, cleared zone of responsibility, and a bunch of other stuff. And the 7th of December, which we're looking very much forward to, we will have refit. We will get to roll for crew advancement. We will get a new tank, which is not a damn jumbo. And we will train gyro stabilizer so we can pivot, move, and fire at the same time. As always, guys, thank you so much for watching. I hope you're subscribed. If you're not, I would very much appreciate if you would do it. Liking the video helps me out a lot, and commenting on the video also helps me out and makes me very happy because it's fun to read those comments, to really know that people are joining you on this great adventure. Guys, I will see you next time for episode 21. It just feels so crazy to say that, but yeah, we're gonna do it episode 21. And you know, in case you guys are wondering how I can do this, well, I got vacation. I got vacation and I got Patton's best. So I mean, any other time of the year I would never be able to do this, but with my vacation I can play how much Patton's best I want. Okay guys, thank you so much. I'll see you next time.